In the ancient land of Moab, the sun scorched the earth, and famine gripped the land with a merciless hand. Naomi, a widow, stood at the edge of a field, her heart heavy with grief. Her husband, Elimelech, had died, leaving her with 2 sons. The years passed, and the famine only deepened. Her sons, Mahlon and Chilion, married Moabite women, Orpah and Ruth, but soon after, tragedy struck again. Both sons died, leaving Naomi and her daughters-in-law in a desolate world. Naomi turned to Ruth and Orpah, her voice breaking with sorrow. "My daughters, the hand of the Lord has turned against me. I have nothing left. Return to your people, to your gods. There is no future for you with me." With tears streaming down her face, Naomi began her journey back to Bethlehem, the land she had left years before. Orpah, after much weeping, kissed Naomi and turned back to Moab. But Ruth, her eyes filled with resolve, clung to Naomi. "Do not urge me to leave you," Ruth said, her voice steady yet filled with emotion. "Where you go, I will go, where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord deal with me, be it ever so severely, if even death separates you and me." Naomi saw the determination in Ruth's eyes and said no more. Together, they continued their journey to Bethlehem. As Naomi and Ruth entered Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred. The women whispered among themselves, "Can this be Naomi?" Naomi, her voice laden with bitterness, replied, "Do not call me Naomi," which means pleasant. "Call me Mara, for the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty." But Ruth, ever faithful, sought to lighten the burden. "Let me go to the fields," she said, "and glean among the ears of grain after him in whose sight I shall find favor." In the fields, Ruth gleaned among the sheaves. Little did she know, she had entered the field of Boaz, a wealthy and kind man, and a relative of Naomi's late husband. Boaz, noticing the young woman, asked his foreman, "Whose young woman is this?" The foreman replied, "She is the Moabite who came back with Naomi. She asked to glean among the sheaves and has worked tirelessly from morning until now." Boaz approached Ruth, his voice gentle. "Listen, my daughter. Do not go to glean in another field or leave this one, but keep close to my young women. I have ordered the young men not to touch you. When you are thirsty, go to the vessels and drink what the young men have drawn." Ruth, overwhelmed by his kindness, bowed low. "Why have I found favor in your eyes, that you should take notice of me, a foreigner?" Boaz smiled warmly. "All that you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband has been fully told to me. May the Lord repay you for what you have done, and may you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge." Naomi, seeing Boaz's favor towards Ruth, devised a plan. "My daughter, I must find a home for you, where you will be well provided for. Tonight, Boaz will be winnowing barley on the threshing floor. Wash and anoint yourself, put on your best clothes, and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. When he lies down, note the place where he is lying, then go and uncover his feet and lie down. He will tell you what to do." Ruth did as Naomi instructed. In the dead of night, she approached Boaz and uncovered his feet, lying down beside him. Startled, Boaz awoke and turned to see Ruth. "Who are you?" he asked, his voice laced with surprise. "I am Ruth, your servant," she replied. "Spread your cloak over your servant, for you are a kinsman redeemer." Boaz's heart swelled with admiration. "The Lord bless you, my daughter. This kindness is greater than that which you showed earlier. You have not run after the younger men, whether rich or poor. And now, my daughter, do not be afraid. I will do for you all you ask. All the people of my town know that you are a woman of noble character. The next day, Boaz went to the city gate, where business was conducted, and spoke to the elders. Naomi, who has come back from Moab, is selling the piece of land that belonged to our brother Elimelech. I thought I should bring the matter to your attention and suggest that you buy it in the presence of these seated here. If you will redeem it, do so. But if not, tell me, so I will know. The other kinsman redeemer, who had the first right to purchase, initially agreed, but when Boaz mentioned Ruth the Moabite and the responsibility to marry her to maintain the family name, the kinsman declined, fearing it would endanger his own estate. Boaz, overjoyed, declared, "Today you are witnesses that I have bought from Naomi all the property of Elimelech, Chilion, and Mahlon. I have also acquired Ruth the Moabite, Mahlon's widow, as my wife, in order to maintain the name of the dead with his property." Ruth and Boaz married, and the Lord blessed them with a son, whom they named Obed. The women of the town rejoiced with Naomi, saying, "Praise be to the Lord, who this day has not left you without a kinsman redeemer. May he become famous throughout Israel. He will renew your life and sustain you in your old age." Obed would become the father of Jesse, the father of David, the great king of Israel, from whose line would come the Messiah. And so, through Ruth's loyalty, faith, and courage, a new chapter in the story of God's people began, a story that would echo through the ages. Subscribe to our channel for more stories from the Bible. Share this video with someone who needs to hear Ruth's story.